everyone. Welcome to today's class. Welcome to the ECO Learner Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. I am Adewoye Omolara. In today's class, we will be learning about adjectives. Adjectives are the unsung heroes of language. They add depth, color, and nuance to spoken words and written words. They allow us to paint vivid pictures and convey our ideas with so much precision and flair. Now, what are adjectives?
ECO Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns, providing additional information about their unique qualities, quantities, or characteristics. They enrich our communication by bringing a world of details to spoken language. In today's class, what are our learning objectives? At the end of this class, you should be able to identify adjectives in sentences, tell the types of adjectives according to how they are being used in sentences, sequence adjectives in the right order, and use appropriate adjectives for comparison. Let's move on. What are the types of adjectives? We will be looking at these four types for the purpose of this class: descriptive adjectives, quantitative adjectives, possessive adjectives, and demonstrative adjectives. What are descriptive adjectives? These are adjectives that describe the qualities, the characteristics, or the appearance of nouns. Remember, we said at the start of this class that adjectives tells us about noun. Adjectives tell us about nouns. So when adjectives come to tell us, what do? They give us extra description. They give us vivid imagery for our nouns. Look at these descriptive adjectives. We have words such as soft, colorful, delicious, and vibrant. All of these are descriptive adjectives. A piece of material can be colorful. Food can be delicious. This is describing the noun. Quantitative adjectives. These are adjectives that indicate the amount or number of a noun. How many do you have? How much? Some. All of these are words that gives meaning to quantity of adjectives in sentences. We also have possessive adjectives. Adjectives that indicate ownership or relation. It is my own, my, adjective of possession. It is John's, adjective of possession. And we also have the demonstrative adjective. These are adjectives that point out or identify specific nouns. Those are his. The books are his. That is Tola's notebook. That is describing and demonstrating. So we say that in that sentence is a demonstrative adjective. Let's move on to ordering of adjectives. How do we arrange, sequence our adjectives? Of course, adjectives are not arbitrarily used. Ordering of adjective has got to do with how adjectives are arranged in sentences. When adjectives co-occur in a sentence, when we have more than one adjective, they have a particular sequence. They are not just arranged arbitrarily. In essence, adjectives are not arranged but placed in a certain order. What are these order? First, we have quantity. When you have more than one adjective in a sentence, Look out for the one that shows you quantity. It comes first. Then we have opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, and then the noun comes at the end of each of these words. You might find it hard to learn this. You could just create an acronym, something that you would use to remember, because it will be helpful when you are answering your objective WAEC questions. Quantity, example, many, few, one, and so on. Opinion, nice, brilliant, awesome, beautiful. All of these are examples of our personal opinion, and they come directly after quantity. Size adjectives follow. We can see light, heavy, small, big, tall. All of these are size adjectives. It's followed by age and shape and so on. Look at this example here. Big, new black leather bag is on the table. If there are several bags on the table, definitely I would not be able to miss out on the particular bag being described, because the words have given a vivid description of the kind of bag that should be looked out for on the table. This is the beauty of adjective. Adjectives of the same element are joined with and. When a particular element, when a sentence contains two of a particular element, for example, new and young occurs in a sentence, it comes together with the use of the conjunction and. The white and black notebook. I would not just say the white black notebook. Of course, we differentiate our adjectives in sentences with the use of commas. However, when a particular adjective or when sets of adjectives come from the same element, for example, color, it is used with the word and. Let's move on, class. Rules for the comparison of adjectives. How do we compare adjectives? The first rule, one syllable adjective. The second rule focuses on polysyllabic adjectives, and the third one talks about two-syllable adjective. Of course, we know the comparative and the superlative, but let's look at it from this perspective. This would help us use those forms of adjective in the right way. One-syllable adjective. How? These are words that have just one syllable. Big is a one-syllable word. Old is a one-syllable word. Near is a one-syllable word. Now, they form their comparative and superlative by adding the suffix er or est. For example, big, we have bigger and we have biggest. So saying more big or most big would not be correct. It wouldn't be right. We have polysyllabic words, words with more than two syllables, polysyllabic words, okay, 3 or more. They form their comparative and superlative by adding more and most. Remember, the first one forms its comparative and superlative form with what? Er and est. The second one, which are polysyllabic words, form their adjectives from more, using more, and most. Now let's look at the example we have there. We have difficult, 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 3-syllable word. That takes more difficult, and then the superlative form, most difficult. We also have the example, more interesting and most interesting. Now let's look at the third rule. This is where we make a lot of mistakes, where we use double comparison. We hear more clever or most cleverest. That is not correct. Look at how to use it here. 2-syllable words take either one of the two rules above. You can't use the two at the same time. So for example, you clever. Clever would either be more clever or cleverer. So 2-syllable words can take more and most, or can take ER or an EST. They are not supposed to be used together. I hope you understand that. There are adjectives that are compared irregularly. This means that these adjectives and their forms in the comparative and the superlative do not take the regular pattern. That is why they are called irregular adjectives. We have examples of these on the screen. Positive, comparative, and superlative. Positive shows us the base word. We have good. Comparative form better, and superlative form best. We have many. Comparative form more, superlative form most, and the other examples. All of these are irregular. Why? Because they do not use ER and do not use ESC. Neither do they use more and most. Let's take these practice exercises to test our knowledge. You have 30 seconds to complete this. Your time starts now. I hope you've tried your best doing this. Now let's look at the answers together. I will be forming my sentences where I need to form my sentences. I hope you will be writing yours too. Question number 1. It says, identify the adjectives in the following sentence. Now the fastest way to do this is to identify your nouns. Remember, adjectives build on nouns. What are the nouns here? The first one, fox, and another noun, dog. Remember, anything that the adjective that describes the noun is an adjective. What are the words that describe fox? Quick and brown. Those are the adjectives. And then we also have lazy describing the dog. So the adjectives here are quick, brown, and lazy. Give yourself a round of applause if you got that. Question number 2. Write a sentence using a comparative adjective to describe two objects. Comparative describes 2, superlative describes 3 or more. Now, what sentence have you written? I have, the boy is taller than the girl. 2, boy, girl. Comparative adjective, taller. Do you have something like that? Good job if you have that. Let's move on to question number 3. Use a superlative adjective to describe the best feature of a favorite place. What's your favorite place, first of all? Okay, so I have the sentence. The glass house is the most beautiful area in my house. There are different areas in my house, 3 things or more, and then the glass house is the most beautiful. Okay, superlative form. So it's either you are using an adjective form with EST or with more. Now look at the last sentence. Arrange these adjectives sequentially. Have you arranged yours? We have bag, beautiful, new, leather, small, and gold. How did you arrange yours? The beautiful, small, gold leather bag. Do you have that as your answer? Well done to you. You have learned today. Okay, you have done well today. And this brings us to the end of today's class. For feedback, comments, and observation, please contact the social media handles on the screen. Thank you. See you in the next class.
A co-learner's support. a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.